Terry, Terry, here's your words. Here's your words.
I was murdered.
You were murdered. Okay, you obviously weren't murdered because you're alive and you're basically intact. You weren't murdered, buddy. You weren't murdered, buddy.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and it's a blast from the past, a name you may not have heard in a long time. Well, because they haven't been in anything as long as I can remember, 5 years at least, I feel like. Amy Schumer. You know, there's a lot going on in the world right now. I'm going to try to kind of step away from any kind of direct references or, you know, imagery on that kind of stuff, because I know that people come to my channel to laugh about stupid stuff, and the more serious stuff might be better left to people who, you know, cover that kind of stuff every day. But I do think it's pretty hilarious when Hollywood chimes in, because they're the most out of touch kind of group of people on the planet, where they sit in their multi-million-dollar mansions and pretend to understand what people might be going through. What they sit in their mansions and they pretend to understand what people are going through. They pretend to understand what the common man has to deal with, but they really don't have any idea and haven't had any idea in many, many years. Well, Amy Schumer decided to make everything that's going on right now, a million miles away from where she lives, all about herself, apparently, and it's hilarious. The backlash is hilarious. We're going to get into that after a super quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, in current year, everyone basically has to have VPN. It's a extremely versatile and now basically required tool of browsing the modern internet. And that's why I'm happy to be partnered with Private Internet Access, and have been for over a year now. It's a VPN I use, it's a VPN I recommend to my friends and family, and I have a massive discount for my viewers. In short, a VPN allows you to change the location that you may be seen as browsing the internet from. This helps you unlock television shows and movies that might not be available in your area. It allows you to browse the internet anonymously. Heck, even right now, we just saw several countries, for example, Google and Meta, are now blocking news in Canada. And, well, how are you going to get your news? Well, you could change your location. VPN helps protect your privacy, secure your data, and bypass network blocks. It comes in extremely important all the time. That's why I have it on my computers, laptops, and mobile phones. Private Internet Access is an open source app with no usage logs, unlimited bandwidth, high-speed global server network, dedicated apps, powerful encryption, and 24/7 live support. Unlock the power of the internet and stay censorship-free by using my link in the description below, and get yourself Private Internet Access today at a massive discount. Well, if you haven't got your Private Internet Access yet, make sure you grab it today. So Amy Schumer posts this, which is perhaps the most hilarious make it about me moment that I've ever seen. First, they came for the LGBTQ and I stood up because love is love. Then they came for immigrants and I stood up because families belong together. Then they came from the black community and I stood up because Black Lives Matter. Then they came for me, but I stood alone because I'm a Jew. What? The whole look, I guess I'm not sure what Amy Schumer has ever done for the quote unquote black community, or really any of these communities, other than write tweets. And people have had enough of it. I mean, is Amy Schumer getting ratioed hard by her woke fans? You love to see it. You see, basically, you know, people say friendly reminder that Amy Schumer is a self-admitted person that took a man against his will. After writing, Amy Schumer shares posts about having stood up for other communities in contrast to, quote, the Jews standing alone. Look, I don't know what world she's living in, but pretty sure I'm seeing universal support outside of like some woke college kids, or like overwhelmingly Muslim communities, maybe like Dearborn or Deerfield or whatever it is in Michigan. Every major person in power is supporting Israel in this. It's like overwhelming. And, you know, kids are getting, you know, getting fired from jobs and professors are getting kicked out of schools for speaking up in support of Palestine. Nobody's getting fired for speaking up for support for Israel. Nobody's getting kicked out of college. Nobody's getting their face put on a truck that is circling the community, a doxing wagon. Nobody's doing that. It is, geez, she's hideous. The only, I mean, everything. I think you stand alone because you're Amy Schumer. It's like, while rich white people like Amy Schumer and Noah Schnapp, I don't know who Noah Schnapp is, and Eve Bartlow, I vaguely remember her from the Depp drama, post about, quote, how unsafe they feel from the comfort of their mansions. Muslims and Arabs are going to be feeling the brunt of the mass hysteria and anti-Palestine sentiment spread by Biden and the media. I mean, I think that, and it's endless. Guys, I know that millions of kids are about to be removed from the planet, but Amy Schumer needs you to know that she is more persecuted than black people and immigrants. I mean, that's kind of, I think that is what she's in fact implying, right? Like, I think that it's pretty obvious. I mean, again, like this, I know, I guess these people really, really need to get into the headlines. They really want to see, their names in headlines. So they do stuff like this. This is basically the new changing your bio image to a black dot or a black square or whatever the case is. Look, I think that, you see, Lowell, I really need to know what Amy Schumer did for the black community besides make comedy specials so bad that Monique won a lawsuit against Netflix that they weren't paying her enough. 86,000 likes. Imagine being so bad at your job that someone else can use your work as court evidence to sue a company y'all both do work for, that they should be getting paid a lot more. You see, she tried to steal from Chappelle, so maybe she sees this as spreading his brand. Yeah, Patrice, College Humor, Mad TV also stole. I mean, the idea is like, I don't understand. This is so awesome. Virtue signaling white women recognized as virtue signaler. Now the people she virtue signaled for have turned on her for virtue signaling. They're mad because she dared to take her skills to the, quote, white side. I mean, I don't know what she's, again, a friendly reminder that Amy Schumer is self-admitted. She told a story about how she hooked up with a guy who was too inebriated to comply, and she told it like as a joke. That's interesting. I mean, by modern standards, she absolutely is the evil that she says. I mean, her Twitter her Instagram is full of stuff like this. Just going absolutely nuts. Now, I noticed that I don't see a lot of comments on these. I think that that's probably on purpose after getting absolutely destroyed. I mean, I absolutely love when, e-celebs or Hollywood. Amy Schumer has not looked like this in a very long time. Oh yeah, Roseanne roast. That's a long time ago. Notice that she turned off all the replies. That people are going back. People are warning 20-somethings. I look like this at your age. Swipe, life is coming for you. Yeah, well, I mean, that's about choice. Your life is about choices. I think that people are so pissed at this post that they went back to find a post that she didn't disable comments on and have been absolutely railing her. I'm Jewish and I don't support Israel. It's wrong for what they do. I mean, it's just getting, there isn't a single, people say free Palestine. One day Palestine will be so free. This is what happens. I think it's pretty interesting when, again, you see the propaganda worked on you, openly commenting on your activist posts. I think it's pretty funny.
Followers, you guys are my best friends. Anyway, I've been seeing someone, and I wanted you to find out here first. And it's Sarah Cooper. I've been reading her book, Foolish.
Oh, I get it. It's a joke. Every post that she hasn't locked the replies on, she's getting absolutely crushed. I think what people are finding out is that the situation, to some people is very simple. To others, it's more complex. For one side, the situation is very simple. And the other, it's very complex. So I find that interesting. I find that, I don't think that there are a lot of quote unquote good guys here. But I do think it's funny when Amy Schumer pokes her head up and instead of making a joke about getting railed or something like that when she was in college, she comes out and she's like, I'm the real victim here, guys. I'm the real one suffering. Absolutely pathetic.